following is a presentation of BFA Sports.
Football, for me personally, means a lot. I get excited every morning coming out here practicing with my team, and I just think that if I didn't have football, I wouldn't be as happy as I am now.
What football mean to me is like you gotta be compassionate, you gotta be physical, you gotta stay focused, always work hard. You always have to grind every day, make sure you stay fit.
Our guys, we put in a lot of effort. I mean, coach is on us every day about effort, and we don't need to get talked to about our dedication. Everybody pretty much shows up when they need to show up, and we're all lifting, always doing their thing.
Practice is just like a game. Every time you gotta get to the field, do it hard. When you practice, it's just like a game. You gotta keep going hard, you gotta keep doing what you have to do, and just stay focused all the time.
And a good Friday night, everybody. Welcome to Hammonton High School as the Blue Devils of Hammonton will take on the Red Devils of Rancocas Valley here on BFA Sports. Mike Gill and Doug Stasic and our BFA Live Sports team will bring you all the action as we are set to bring you Hammonton and Rancocas Valley. And, of course, a good one in the West Jersey Football League Memorial Division between the top team Hammonton and Rancocas Valley. Should be a good one tonight.
Yeah, Mike, I mean, hey, the good news is a fan of the Devils is going to win tonight. So I guess that's the first one we can get right out of the way. And we'll step out of the way for the playing of the national anthem.
And we're live here at Hammonton tonight, the playing of our national anthem, as we are set to bring you Hammonton and Rancocas Valley. And as we mentioned, should be a good one. You got Hammonton, loves to run the ball. Kenny Smith, we know. Rancocas Valley, the kind of a dual threat here. Nick Marco, 590 yards passing, Doug, and Jameer Bellamy with 431 yards on the ground. Brody Dietner has 283 yards receiving, so it seems a very balanced attack.
It certainly is. I mean, you're going to see a lot of electricity on this field tonight. Of course, there's plenty of looks in the air for precipitation, perhaps. So you got to think, if it's going to be a ground and pound game, Kenny Smith, 111 carries for 746 yards. You mentioned the quarterback, Nick Marco, for Rancocas Valley. Not only is he effective from the air, but Mike, 28 carries, 200 rushing yards, and 2 TDs. So a true dual-threat quarterback over there for Rancocas Valley. But what's really impressive for that Rancocas Valley front side is the battle, or I should call it the dynamic duo of the Malachis. That's Malachi Castle and Malachi Hanbury. Castle, 13 tackles for loss, and Hanbury, 15 tackles for loss. The Hammonton Blue Devil offensive line going to have its hands full early.
Hammonton coming off that 14-7 loss to Mainland, and Rancocas defeated Burlington Township 49-27. Kovacs walks through the football, and we are live in Hammonton, taken all the way back around the 12, bounces to the outside, up and taken down around the 25-yard line. Ryan Woodruff received the kick for the Red Devils, and that's where they'll start their first offensive possession, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Well, The front line of the Hammonton defense, look out for number 45. Keep your eye on Joey Gillen. He's a guy that is involved quite heavily, likes to blitz, comes in off of the edge, plays multiple positions up front. And, of course, to try to combat the pass of Rancocas Valley, keep your eye, Blue Devils fans, on number 7, Josh Camargo, one of the corners.
All right, shotgun formation starting things off. They sweep to the far side of the field, hit behind, and you mentioned Gillen, and he makes the first play of the game.
Yeah, great read by Gillen and the left side of the line. He's joined back there by number 10, DeAndre Clemens. And it's real simple. Look at the read, follow the fake handoff up to the up back, slides to his left, and just contact and takes him down.
2nd and 12 after the loss on the play. Yeah, Gillen really did a good job shooting the gap there, and nice play behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 12, ball back at the 23-yard line. Red Devils break the huddle. Bellamy is the deep back. 2 receivers split to the near side, one in the slot. Takes the snap, hands it off to the far side, and nowhere to go. Stepping in there, making the play, Justin Dowdy, and it's going to be 3rd and long now for the Red Devils.
Yeah, interesting call for Rancocas Valley. They decide to go to the short side of the field, do a little bit of an overshift, and just Hammonton wasn't buying it. So you see good backside protection on the end. I had mentioned the importance of Josh Camargo. He stays home on the wide side of the field, and they take away the potential for a counter as well.
3rd down and 12. Back at the 20.
Again, split out wide to the left, and already a timeout, Mike.
Yeah, it looks like Rancocas Valley wasn't so sure what was going on, and they take their first timeout of the night with 10:23 left to play here. Early stages, it's 0-0.
Pizza Hut stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half-pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, only from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for 2, price for 1. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99.
All right, after a Rancocas Valley timeout, they break the huddle with a 3rd down and 12.
Strong start. They're going to come out here split wide. Mike trips to the left.
3 wide receivers to the near side of the field. Marco in a shotgun. 1 receiver to the far side. Back to throw. He's going to loft one up, and it is complete down around the 40-yard line. Devin Duena makes the catch for Rancocas Valley. Nice pitch and catch and a big first down after the 3rd and long.
Huge first down. Spread out the formation to the left. Create a lane. Hammonton going, looks like man, but you can see number 10, the defensive back, and Clemens steps up. There's a hole between Smith, and a nice job in connecting the pass to number 12. And that's going to be a number probably called a lot tonight, Mike, as Devin Duana is quite the player for Rancocas Valley.
3 wide receivers, 2 to the far side. Marco in a shotgun. He's got a back off to his right. He hands it off up the middle, cutting it. Coming up and making a hit there is Andrew Weiner, and he makes a nice stop from his linebacker position. So Bellamy gets a gain of 1 on the play. Weiner with the stop. Brings up 2nd down and 9 for the Red Devils.
Well, so far that one pass is the only thing that's gotten past the Hammonton secondary. And again, it looked like they were coming out in man coverage, which isn't something you normally see from Hammonton, but certainly the coach is concerned about the threat of the run and pass.
9:17 in counting. Marco in a shotgun. And looks like some movement. No flags. Veering to the near side. Cuts it up. And the Hammonton defense up for the challenge. In there making the stop, Joey Gillen.
Yeah, again, Gillen everywhere you want to be. He's joined there also by number 50. And I'll tell you, they just are doing a good job right now of identifying where the guards are pulling. As soon as the guards pull to the near side, you can see the linebackers immediately slide over. But where you got to focus is watching for that counter.
All right, 3rd down and 8 after the small gain on the play. Ball at the 42-yard line. Marco in a shotgun. Three wide receivers, two to the far side of the field. Sends a man in motion to the near side. Marco fakes the handoff. Play action. Plenty of time. Out to the flat. Complete. Getting to the sticks. First down to the tight end. And more. Ricky Doppler is going to get first down yardage for Rancocas Valley. So they've converted now 2 straight 3rd and longs.
Well, Nick Marco showing poise in the pocket. And you'll see right here, trusting his offensive line. And they just get the job done. I mean, good setup here on the right side. Guards shift over, and just a nice flood route by the tight end as he releases. A little chip and release.
It's a big boy running down the field. They break the huddle on 1st and 10. Ball at the 45. 2 receivers. Hands it off. Veering to the right side. Bounces to the outside. Now he's up the sideline. He's got one man to beat. And pay dirt for Jameer Bellamy.
Flag on the play, Mike. Will it come back? He was gone.
It looks like the flag could be a sideline warning.
Well, you're going to see it here on the Game Changer instant replay. Try to find a crease inside, pulls the ball back out, bounces it to the boundary, and pay dirt it is. So the touchdown will stand.
So that was against the Hammonton sideline. And remember, they had 2 of those infractions last week in the game. So this is the 3rd one now in 2 games. On to try the extra point as Rancocas Valley gets on the board quickly first. Jamison Hollander on to try the extra point. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is blocked, and it's no good. 7:47 left to play in the first quarter. Rancocas Valley 6 and Hammonton nothing here on BFA Sports.
Pizza Hut's stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half-pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, only from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for 2.
Since 1952, the DiDonato Family Fun Center has been the place to take your team for bowling, food, drinks, and now even ice cream. 26 lanes, the Alley Bar and Grill, Pin Deck Ice Cream, arcade games, and more, all in store for you at the DiDonato Family Fun Center. It's on the White Horse Pike in Hammonton, and you can check them out online at DidonatoFunCenter.com.
6-0's our score. Rancocas Valley with a big run, converted 2 third downs on that possession, and they lead at 6-0. Hollander will kick off for Rancocas Valley, dressed in white, kicking to Hammonton in blue with white helmets. 6-0. Red Devils. Blue Devils will receive the kick. Here we go. Hollander swings, and a low bouncer taken right around the 30-yard line, out to around the 35. Not a lot of room to roam there, and Hammonton will start with pretty good field position.
Well, Mike, I mean, Bellamy couldn't find a seam inside. Hammonton's been doing such a great job with the linebacking core pursuing. He's able to bounce it outside. He kind of gets lost in traffic, but when he hit that second gear, oh my.
So the Hammonton defense, which had a great week last week against Mainland, gives up a big play early in this one. Now the offense is on the field. 1st and 10. Ball at their own 35. And here is Drew Craig and the Hammonton offense. Craig barking out the signals with a pro set look in the backfield. One receiver to the far side of the field. They crisscross inside. Smith breaking out towards the 40 to the 41-yard line. And a nice gain on 1st down.
Yeah, a little bit of patience, maybe a little vintage Lev Bell, right? Don't rush to the line too much. Find the seam, creep into that A-gap on the right side. Good job up front to get a quick 5.
Gain of 8 on the play. It sets up 2nd down and 2. Receiver split to the near side. Pro set in the backfield. Craig in a shotgun. Steps back to the line of scrimmage. Overlooks a 4-man front from the Red Devils. And inside handoff again for Smith. He gets a first down out to around midfield. And a nice play to bring him down by Elon Stafford.
Yeah, right now, Hammonton trying to run the offense, B-to-B gap that's next to the center and it's next to the guard. And again, inside. So they like the matchup that they're seeing. The Rancocas Red Devil linebackers playing maybe just a little shy deep. Be interesting to see if they bring them back up closer to the line.
Same formation with that pro set look in the backfield and a shotgun, overlooking a four-man front. Craig, they ran the same play back-to-back. It almost looks like they're setting it up for a third time on 1st and 10. Ball around midfield. This time they run it, but the opposite direction. Clemens breaks a tackle, then he's pushed backwards around the 50-yard line by Malachi Hanberry. You're not running through him.
No, we talked about Hanberry. He's a guy has a lot of tackles for a loss. This time the Rancocas linebackers step up. They're able to seal on just the edge. But right now, Hammonton been successful. A and B gaps. C, which is just a step further outside, wasn't there.
2nd and 8. Ball at the 50 for Hammonton. Receiver split to the far side of the field. Deep back for Hammonton is Smith. They hand it to him. Couple steps, bounces to the outside, makes a man miss, makes another man miss, out to the 45. And a gain of 5 on the play, followed from the backside was Malachi Hanberry.
Yeah, Hanberry does a nice job, stays with him. Kenny Smith got a little lost in the backfield there, right? They took it away from him on the inside. You'll see him step up here, doesn't have it, goes to bounce out to the right. But watch the pursuit, right? He's able to give the stiff arm there, and as he tries to float outside, well, the big old lineman, he's not going to let him go, and just a nice job, backside pursuit.
Great stiff arm by Smith to make some yardage there. 3rd down and 3. Ball at the 45, coming up on 5 minutes to play. They hand again, this time to Smith. He cuts, he's hit from the backside, not a lot, but he gets enough for the first down, so just enough. Chris Jones Jr., the senior, made the stop but not before. Kenny Smith gets another first down.
Hey, Kenny Smith is going to ground and pound. He stays low to the ground, always keeps those feet that are certainly moving. But again, good front side push there on the right side by the Hammonton line and able to win the battle. Little like old school Chicago Bears, 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
1st and 10, ball at the 40, 4.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. 6-0, Rancocas Valley. 2 receivers split to the far side. Smith up the middle, finding a little room, and gets out to around the 35-yard line. So Smith just finding just enough of a crease.
Yeah, good push up front by Gabriel Ramirez. He wears number 70. He's the guard on the left side, and he's just creating good, make that on the right side, making great holes, and they're able to continue to battle up the middle of the field.
3:55, clock moving here in the first. Ball at the 35 on a 2nd down and about 5. They hand it off again. Smith veering to the near side, wiggles his way, leaps over a defender, out to around the 30-yard line. He's still on his feet, and there's a tush push, giving him more room. Out to around the 25-yard line. So he continued to churn out some yards, and it might be a first down.
Well, it looks like there's some laundry on the field this time, and we'll see what the call is going to be. Is the line guilty?
It's in that vicinity, but boy, Smith just would not go down.
Wow, the anticipation of this call, Mike.
So Hammonton is flagged for a hold, so what was a first down will be now a 10-yard loss on the play. So it'll set up 2nd down and right back to around the original line of scrimmage, maybe 2nd and 11, ball back at the 42-yard line. So the original line of scrimmage was the 40, ball at the 42. 2nd and 12 for Hammonton.
Hammonton in the spread, but running a bit of a waggle-like formation.
Shotgun Craig, Smith in motion to the far side of the field. They hand off, Camargo, and he is hit, wrapped up, and taken down short of the 40-yard line. And stepping in there is Chris Jones Jr. again.
Hammonton put a little spin on the Delaware wing tee. They spread out into a spread formation. They come back with what used to be called a cross buck. And I haven't seen a play like that since the 90s, the Holy Spirit Spartans and the Ed Burns era.
3rd and 11. Ball at the 41. 2 receivers split to the far side of the field with Camargo in the slot. Craig sends Smith in motion to the far side. He's going to roll towards Smith, and we got a flag. And encroachment on Rancocas Valley, so they're going to get 5 of those yards that they lost back. That'll make it a much more manageable play here.
It'll make it 3rd and 6. You know, interestingly enough, Rancocas not really respected the potential passing capabilities of Craig, as there was no safety lined up in that formation. So everybody walked up. Now we're seeing safety back there. It looks like number 36.
Smith to the far side of the field. Craig rolls, and there's another flag.
Oh, boy.
It almost looked like an identical situation. We'll see what this time they're calling.
Well, this is the kind of thing that's going to drive Coach Jim Rasso absolutely bonkers.
Right, they give you 5, and you take them right back. So a 5-yard penalty. So we ping-pong it or pickleball it right back to the other side.
Well, last week,
the cool game now?
It is the cool game. I mean, there's tons of pickleball courts. I know they've, like, taken the world over at Margate. You got the Jerome Avenue basketball courts, 1 baseball field, and then pickleball. You know, Mike, it was interesting last week. Mainland tried to go with a count on 2 to draw Hammonton off. I'm surprised to see if maybe Rancocas is going to do the same thing.
3rd down and 11. They roll again, same formation. Craig steps up, fires for the end zone, and it is broken up and intercepted. Tipped and intercepted by Tibbs. Tibbs still bringing it back out, and he's out to the 35, out to around the 40-yard line. As you take a look here, it looked like this ball was tipped, and Tibbs was the man in the right spot.
Well, this looked like a pickleball play. Stay deeper than the deepest man, get a hand up, tip, and then, oh, wow. Nice, just being at the right place in the right time. Number 20, Tibbs, able to run it back, get some positive yardage, and a momentum shaker.
You might see that on a Sports Center top 10. That's great concentration from Tibbs there to make the interception. Great job by the defender to tip it to him, though. It's almost like he saw his buddy there. Rancocas Valley, 3 wide receivers to the near side. They hand it off inside. Now a little razzle-dazzle. Going to throw it. Duena throws, and it is complete. Complete to the 35. Out, and it is another big play, and then a late throwdown as Dieter, the quarterback, makes the catch on that.
Rancocas Valley goes deep into the playbook. We talked about the athleticism of the quarterback, Nick Marco, and no hesitation. A little double reverse. And talk about a nice arm. Well, number 12, Devin Duana, the receiver turned quarterback, gets it back into the hands of the quarterback, and now you're going to have him add it to the stats.
And Hammonton lucky that there wasn't an add-on there. He got thrown out of bounds a little late there. They hand it off, and, this time he is stood up and brought down. Well, they kept him up, but, man, ran right into the teeth. Rylan Smith was one of the Hammonton defensive linemen to pick him up.
Well, we talk about a big momentum change. If you're the Hammonton defense, you got to go back to what's worked to you early in this game. Yes, Rancocas Valley broke a long one, but for the most part, the defense has held their own, and now they need to continue to contain as they come out in a trips left formation.
Under a minute to play in the quarter. 2nd down and 9. Gain of 1 on that play. 2 receivers to the near side. He's going to keep it himself, and now we got whistles.
I don't know if the officials tonight are getting paid by the whistle, Mike, but they surely may need a new one after this contest as often as they've been blowing on them.
So 5-yard loss on the play. They'll walk it back, but the Red Devils are on the move again, but that penalty walks them back to the 32-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 14 now when they break the huddle, which could be one of the final plays of this first quarter. Man in motion. They fake it to the motion. Oh, they hand it to the motion man. Sweeping to the near side of the field, or far side, is Eric Smith, and he is taken out of bounds. In there on the stop is Rylan Smith again. And we're under 20 seconds to go here in this first quarter. And Rancocas Valley doesn't seem all that interested in hustling up on the line. Much like last week, we got a lot of wind down on that field. Those flags are flying up on the goalpost. You can see a lot of wind out here. So they're going to go the opposite end of the field, and maybe we might see them put the ball in the air. We'll go to the second quarter when we come back. Rancocas Valley 6 and Hammonton nothing here on BFA Sports.
The road to victory is a smooth one thanks to Bob Capaferi and family at Asphalt Paving Systems. From highways to driveways, that long-lasting shiny seal technology from Asphalt Paving System all started right here in Hammonton. Check out their latest projects at asphaltpavingsystems.com.
About to start the second quarter of play. Rancocas Valley will have the ball second down and 14 when we get back to live action. They're going to walk down the other end of the field here as Rancocas scored on a big run, and now they're on the move again.
Yeah, they've been using the big play to set the tone. We're trying to do the traditional 5 yards and take what the defense is going to give you, and instead they decided to break a couple big. So Bellamy up the sideline. That scores the touchdown, and then the quarterback and the receiver changing roles to be the spark of this offensive series.
Second down and 14 for the Red Devils. Tight formation, bunches to the near side. They send a receiver to the far side of the field. Fakes the handoff, rolling to the near side. Lets one go towards the end zone, and it is intercepted. Ethan Peterson went up and got it. So Peterson turns the fortunes for the Red Devils.
This is good fundamentals. You're taught when you're playing zone. Stay deeper than the deepest man. They try to flood it. You have 1, 2 receivers in the same area, and just great extension. He goes to the highest point to get the football, Mike, and Peterson going to be happy when he sees that on film.
Big play for the Hammonton defense there. They have the ball now, but deep in their own territory. First down and 10. They break the huddle with 2 receivers flanked to the far side of the field. One rushing to the near side. Nope, he's coming off the field as Clements. Craig in a shotgun, and we got whistles.
That's probably going to either be broke the huddle with 12. Well, they broke the huddle with 12 men if he ran off the field. So I'm guessing this is going to be a 5-yard penalty. You can see Craig running for another play.
Yeah, Clemens was running off the field there, but we'll see what they've got. It is a dead ball foul, so doesn't seem like this would be something that would take a lot of time.
When you see a player run off the field that late right before the snap, you got to assume he was in said huddle.
It looks like an illegal participation is the call. So that'll walk them back with goal to go, about a half an inch. First and 10.
Well, 2 guys that have tackles for a loss on their records on the other side of that line. Going to be interesting.
Greg takes the snaps. He hands it off to Smith. Smith dances his way, and he is taken down out around the 5. So they get a little of breathing room. Malachi Castle makes the stop, and we haven't called his name, but I'm sure we will plenty more.
Yeah, Castle, guy walks into this game with 34 solo tackles, 13 of them tackles for loss. Doing his job, clobbing up the middle. But who else are you going to trust in Kenny Smith when you've got your back against the wall?
Second down and 9. Moving right to left for the Blue Devils. 2 receivers split to the far side, 1 tight to the near. Smith in the backfield. Craig overlooks a 4-man Red Devil front. Man in motion to the far side of the field. Inside handoff. Smith bounces it out, and he is wrapped up, and he is pulled right around the line of scrimmage. Boy, he looked like he was going to get out of that for a second as he got out of the tackle of Aiden Kitts, but the rest of the Red Devil defense got him.
Yeah, so right now Rancocas is running a trap man front. You're actually going to see this. Look at the gap between the egg. I'm saying, hey, run it here. But it's actually a big false hope because everybody on the right side of the line is taking their first step to the left, trying to entice Kenny Smith to run up the middle as opposed to bounce outside, and that's interesting strategy.
Ethan Stafford has been a big problem in the middle of that line. He's one of the reasons why they can't run it in that gap. That brings up 3rd down and 10 at the original line of scrimmage. Ball at the 4. Man in motion to the far side of the field. They're going to turn. They're going to hand it to Smith, and he is going to dive forward, make something out of nothing, out to around. Looks like he's going to be short of the first down, but out to around a gain of about 7 or 8 on the play. But, boy, he just went dashing forward, trying to get there. But Hammonton, after the interception, goes 3 and out.
You want to know when someone's really talented? When everybody in the stadium knows who's getting the football, where he's going, and he still manages to come up with another 8 yards.
Craig will punt for Hammonton, and there's going to be a timeout first. So Hammonton back in their own end zone to punt the ball, wants to talk things over with 9:52 left to play in the first half. It's Rancocas Valley 6 and Hammonton nothing here on BFA Sports.
Red Oak Builders is a family-owned construction and development firm headquartered in Philly. From historic restorations to multi-family commercial projects throughout the region, the Red Oak team takes great pride in building award-winning projects in the communities they serve. Thanks to Anthony Jacoby and the Red Oak Builders, proud sponsors of Blue Devils football.
Craig set to punt for Hammonton on 4th down and about 2. Their own 9-yard line. Craig is standing in the end zone. Low snap, he gets it, and it gets one off. It's a fair catch signal around the 48-yard line. Taking it in is Ryan Woodruff, and Rancocas Valley will be on the Hammonton side of the field into enemy territory when they start their 3rd drive of the night.
Well, we've seen really good defense so far. This is something we saw carry over for Hammonton versus last week when they had played Mainland on this very field. And for Rancocas Valley, Mike, coming off a win against Burlington Township, 49-27. So, Rancocas is a team that can be scored against, but however, they can put up the points and they can put them up quick.
First and 10 for Rancocas Valley. First and 10, hands it off, near side, cuts it up, gets a block, lowers the boom, and then gets pushed out of bounds. Gain of about 7 on the play for Jameer Bellamy.
Good coverage. Flag on the play, a little bit of laundry. I feel like that's almost an automatic right now for us.
A lot of sloppy games so far, a lot of penalties. This one's holding, so the Red Devils on a nice gain. They'll walk it back 10 yards. These two teams have one common opponent. They both played Eastern. Hammonton won that game 8-0, and Rancocas Valley won that game 17-14. So obviously the one common opponent they have, it was a very evenly matched game. They both won that game. So this is, you would think, a very evenly matched game. But so far, Rancocas Valley has kind of dominated the play.
Yeah, well, and again, it's been those 1 or 2 big plays that have been the key difference in this contest.
First and 17 after the penalty. Ball at the 48. Going to throw. Sets up a screen. Catches it at the 45. Gets a block. And then take it down right around the 50-yard line. Nice play by Ethan Peterson. So he has the pick and then the play on that. And it's going to set up a 2nd down and about 12.
They're flocking to the ball right now, which is good. This is exactly what it is that you're trying to do and executing, particularly on this defense. What Rancocas isn't hesitating to do is to stretch the defense and throw it beyond the second level. And they're going to look like they're going for it again here.
Right at the 50-yard line. 2nd and 12. 3 wide receivers. Man in motion to the near side. They hand it off. Bellamy veers to the outside. Lowers the shoulder back to the original line of scrimmage. But that's all he could get as the Hammonton defense again making a big play. And that's DeAndre Clements.
Well, they're swarming. And when you look at the game film, you want to make sure that you got hats on the ball. Right, not 1, not 2, but 3. And you're seeing that right now from the Blue Devil defense. Bend but don't break. But now we're in a situation, Mike, 3rd and 10. I would expect to see Marco again in the gun.
Shotgun formation, trips to the near side, 1 receiver split far. Ball across the 50 at the 48. Marco in a shotgun. Bellamy to his left. Back to throw. Marco fires, and it is out of bounds, incomplete, intended for Dieter. And the Hammonton defense finally gets a stand there. They got the interception, but this time they get a turnover on down, so the Red Devils will be forced to punt.
Yeah, big spot. We've seen him come to the trip side of the formation with 2 long balls going down the field. This time, Marco looks to his right, comes back to his left, tries to get the single coverage, and he just couldn't get it inbounds.
Dieter will punt. And standing back at his own 10 is Smith. They're going to fake. Dieter is going to punt it. No, a little soccer rugby style there. So he punts it down to Smith. Smith loses the ball, and then he falls forward out to around the 16-yard line. So, boy, they ran a little rugby-style kick there. He punted it off, and then Smith lost it and fell on it. Could have been a dangerous play.
Well, it's a poker punt, right? At the end of the day, you're doing that because you want to see how the defense reacts. So when we get later into this contest, is it something that you can get away with? Can you get away with a fake punt in a big moment, or are you going to be forced to kick it? You're trying to determine how Hammonton reacts to that.
1st and 10 for Hammonton. Back at their 16-yard line. 8 minutes left to play. They trail at 6-0. They break the huddle. They split Doughty to the far side of the field. 2 receivers to the near. Smith in the backfield. Craig barking out signals, looking over a 4-man front. He's going to keep it himself. He follows the guard pool, and not a lot of room there. He picks up about 2.
Well, he picks up 2, makes it 2nd and 8, and right now Hammonton trying to eat clock and put together a good long drive, perhaps get a score on the field, then get into the second half when you got yourself a tie ball game. As much of a defensive battle as it's been, you don't want to give up a second score here and be down 2.
2nd down and 8, ball at the 25. Should be right at the 20, at the 21. Craig takes a snap, hands it to Smith. Smith sweeps to the far side, and he's got wrestled down by Malachi Castle.
Well, I know that it's a little bit late on Friday night, but someone was hungry for breakfast. Watch the pancake block, Mike, the pancake block. Number 58, Christian Funky Cole Medina just buries his man. Didn't get much on the run, but that's one heck of a block.
Tone Loc reference dropped into the middle of a Friday night football game. I like it. 3rd and 6. Ball to 22 for Hammonton. They split 2 wide to the near side of the field. Camargo in the slot. They keep it. Craig gets a block from the receiver, and then he is pulled down. But it looks like he just got that first down with some extra effort.
He's going to move the chains.
Good individual effort by Craig. He got that block from Camargo to spring him there.
Well, being able to, again, put this drive together, right? You're trying to eat clock, but you're also trying to make sure it ends with a score. And this is a first good step. Nice run by Craig.
Coming up on 6 minutes, Camargo in the far side slot with Doughty. And they go right up the middle. Breaking tackle, still on his feet. Slips to the inside, near first down. He's got it. Out to the 40 is Smith.
Ooh, Smith with a little James Cook spin move inside on this one. Keep the ball high and tight. Make sure you protect the ball. Security is really important. You'll see it here on the Game Changer instant replay. Stutter step outside, comes back in. And look at that, Mike. Little Little spin move.
That used to be the O button on the PlayStation. Maybe the triangle. I can't remember. Two receivers split to the far side, one to the near. Smith the deep back. Craig in a shotgun. 1st and 10. They gave it to Smith. Smith dancing, ducking, and then hit and taken backwards at around the 40-yard line. Gain of about 2 on the play. As right there again is Hanbury. You're not running through him.
Malachi Hanbury, 42 solo tackles on the season coming into this contest. And right now, Hammonton's trying to go back to what worked earlier in the game. We saw him run a lot of A and B gap runs up the middle, and now they've been trying to go back. And here, Mike, 5 minutes now on the clock. Do you try to take a shot down the field, a little play action?
2nd and 10, ball at their own 42. Clock continues to run at 4:50 and counting. 6-0 Rancocas Valley. Hammonton splits 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Craig sends Gillen to the far side of the field. He's going to pitch it to Smith, looking for a block. Cuts it up, misses a tackle, out to the first down around midfield, and a first down for Kenny Smith.
Yeah, nice job there by Kenny Smith. Good awareness, able to find a little bit of a seam, and turns a seam into a hole. You'll see it here on the Game Changer instant replay. Just a good pitch play. Goes to the right again. Good seal block on the edge, but then he cuts it back towards the inside. And this time, Mike, they get the linebackers over pursuing, and he's able to get a cutback lane.
Yeah, that cutback gets him the first down. 1st and 10. 2 receivers to the near side. Continuing to have the clock move. Under 4 minutes now. Smith off tackle. Big run. Big block. And gets through with a nice tackle. Maybe a saving one by Earl Powell. But another first down as Smith is starting to go.
Well, they continue to move the chains, and that's the most important part right now. Got to keep those chains moving, and at the same point, that clock continues to go. Just a really good offensive series underway.
Another first down for Smith. Ball out at the 40-yard line now. 1st and 10 into enemy territory. Craig in a shotgun. 2 receivers to the far side. They keep it one on the ground with Craig. He follows Gillen. Makes a man miss. Still on his feet. Makes a man miss again. He's hitting the corner. And Kenny Smith for 6. A 40-yard touchdown run for Kenny Smith.
Kenny Smith with the angry run. Kyle Brandt of the NFL Network would love to watch this one play on social media. Look at the absolute beautiful blocking by the Hammonton line. You got guards pulling. Gillen's out in front. Medina's out in front. Just white jerseys falling all around. It looked like a trip to DiDonato's bowling lane. Like pins are falling, Mike.
Great individual effort by Smith, but a lot of blocking to help him. And we're tied 6-6 as Kovacs is on to try the extra point for Hammonton. And the kick is up. And it is good. So Gavin Kovacs gives Hammonton the 7-6 lead with 3:26 left to play. It's Hammonton 7, Rancocas Valley 6 on BFA Sports.
The D'Amico Travel Team puts all the work into making your next dream vacation a breeze. Their championship teams are MVPs in planning Disney, Sandals cruises, and more. Vacation isn't supposed to be a workout, so kick back and call the D'Amico Travel Team at 856-767-4399 or click them up at d'amicotravel.com to book your next getaway today.
A 40-yard touchdown run for Kenny Smith has given Hammonton a 7-6 lead here with 3:26 left to play. Doug, and you got the line, you got individual running effort, and it gives Hammonton the lead.
Well, they've just decided to run the football tackle to tackle and go right up the field. Rancocas switched formations. They went into a 5-man front, and guys in the blue shirts are pushing a whole lot harder that series than the guys in the white ones.
Drew Craig will kick off for Hammonton. He approaches the ball, swings his right foot, short kick, taken at the 25, dancing to the outside is Dieter, and he's pushed out of bounds. And Rancocas Valley will start their drive with 3:21 left to play here in the half. They trail 7-6 all of a sudden in a game that Rancocas Valley seemed to be kind of dominating. They find themselves behind now.
Been a game of momentum. I mean, we've seen big chunk plays from Rancocas Valley. Hammonton's elected to be physical up front and try to dominate. Take 5 yards, take 3 yards, take 2 yards, and then the next thing you know, boom, just the line just clicks in, they dominate, they get to second level blocking, and they finally get a big chunk play of their own. And Mike, I'm going to go out of my way and say with the way the rain is starting to fall, the kicking game could play big as we go down the stretch here in the second half.
1st and 10, Rancocas keeper, Marco, pump fake. Now he keeps it himself out to the 35, and he gets knocked out of bounds right around the 40, and he might have been hit. We'll see. Nope, no flag. As he kind of sidestepped a couple tackles. Boy, I didn't know if he tried to throw it, run it. It looked like maybe a broken play.
Yeah, that was a college football special. You know, you see a guy get wide open into midfield and a little, dare I say, Shador Sanders, a little pump fake and keep running. Try to get the defense on its heels, and that worked out because he ended up picking up another 7 yards.
I wasn't sure if it looked like an RPO, and then maybe no one was there. He was going to keep it, then he was going to throw it, but he makes a little something. Gets back to the first down yardage there.
Well,
out to the 43.
200 yards rushing on the season coming into this contest.
Marco takes a snap, and it is a flag. It's complete, and a broken tackle, and that one is going to be 6 for Duena, but we do have a flag that got thrown almost immediately on the play. So we'll see what the flag is, but Rancocas Valley with the completed pass, and that would be about a 60-yard touchdown pass.
Side judge was immediately waving it off. The gentleman with the big beard down there. I don't think it's Harden.
So we'll see what the call is, and the flag was pretty demonstrative right in the middle of that line. See if we can see it on the Game Changer replay where that hold may have been. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, right there. You can see trying to get the linebacker on the blitz, and it looked like the guard just decided to hold on.
So a touchdown is off the board for Rancocas Valley. Now the question is, you go right back to the play.
The way that the quarterback Marco can throw the football, I know that's what I would do.
Well, we told you, the rain a little bit misty, but the wind has really been a factor. That wind blowing in our faces here inside the Hammonton press box.
Yeah, it's about, looks like it's going to be about 1st and 20 now. So
after the 10-yard penalty, 1st and 20. Ball just across the 30-yard line.
this time they keep the tight end in, a little bit of extra protection.
Marco takes a snap, hands it off, Bellamy. And Bellamy is hit from the backside and taken down. That's Rylan Smith, the senior. He's been all over the place.
Yeah, that time you see a double pull. The guard and the tackle pull from the short side of the field, try to come in with a leading, and that didn't pay off. Hammonton was not phased. Front line of the defense holding their assignments. And sometimes at the high school level, it's very hard to convince guys to be willing to take up room for your teammates, but Hammonton executing very well in that department.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 17, ball at the 37-yard line. Marco with 3 receivers to the far side. He's going to keep it himself. And he is hit and met and greeted by
Ball's
a host,
loose.
and the ball is out. And Hammonton thinks they have it.
Well, that's a big play. We were talking about number 72, and that is Anthony Lakovanovich. I believe he came up with that football, or is it Gabe Wayner?
Well, Gabe Wayner had to hit. He was the one that
Woo!
popped it loose, and he didn't know that it was loose right away, but he hit him first, and then Hammonton's defense converged on it quickly.
Yeah, you'll see it here. Again, slippery football. No, and keep your eye on 50. Oh, just puts his helmet right into the football. And then look at Lakovich. Knew that the ball was down. Somehow he ends up getting it back. Got to fight for the loose ball to the whistle.
Wayner was the one who forced the fumble, but he had that first hit and then allowed his buddies to get involved there. And sets up 1st and 10 now for Hammonton. Ball at the RV 36, hand off to Smith. Smith bounces to the outside. He sideslept the tackle, but then nowhere to go. Stepping up to make the play is Aiden Kitts.
Yeah, Kitts, nice job here on a free blitz. Basically right there, coach says, key 3, wherever he goes, you go. And he just came flying to the football from the secondary.
Under 2 minutes to play here in this first half. Hammonton 7, Red Devils 6. Hammonton moving right to left. Second down and 10. Craig. 2 receivers to the far side. He rolls to that side of the field. Steps up, makes a man miss. Now he invites the sack. He's going to switch arms, get to the outside, crosses the 30, and he's run down for the backside by Aiden Kitts. But he gets a decent amount of yards on the play.
Well, I was going to say the clock continued to tick, but it looks like they're going to go for the timeout here. But that's just great play by Craig. Knew that he didn't have a pass down the field. Instead of taking a chance and maybe throwing a bad ball late in the half, instead he steps up, he finds some real estate. Perhaps he called his friend Ricky Moriello from Remax Real Estate, one of the game sponsors today, and was able to cash in.
So it'll be third down for Hammonton after the timeout here.
Ricky Moriello of Remax Community Real Estate is ready to dial up the right game plan to sell your home or find the home of your dreams in South Jersey. As a local Hammontonian, he is a proud Blue Devils sponsor and wants to team up with you the next time you're in the real estate market. Contact Ricky through his website at rickymoriello.remax.com.
Back with this third down play. 3rd and 4 for Hammonton. Ball at the 30-yard line. Bunch trips to the far side. Camargo goes to the far side in motion. Steps up, fires it. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Bright, and he is taken down by Ryland Smith. Smith has a lot of tackles tonight, but he didn't want to have to make one on the offensive side of the ball, and it looked like maybe the receiver might have slipped or he just delivered that ball and he wasn't ready.
We saw some really nice connections early on, quarterback to receiver, but give the defense credit. They've actually gotten more receptions right now than some of the receivers in this game. Craig tries to go across the middle, and maybe Smith lost his footing. Ball goes high, but just a good job reading the ball by Aaron Bright.
So after the interception, RV has the football, 1st and 10 at the 31. They'll have 1:10 to try to take the lead here. RV scored first on a touchdown run from Jameer Bellamy. Hammonton answered at 3:26 of the second quarter on a Kenny Smith 40-yard touchdown run. It's a wet and windy night in Hammonton. Trips to the near side of the field. And now RV will take a timeout with 1:10 left to play in the half. Hammonton 7, RV 6 on BFA Sports.
Elevate your program's fundraising this season with Vertical Raise. Vertical Raise is the premier online fundraising platform for organizations of all sizes. Raise more money in less time with a local fundraising coach who works with you every step of the way to customize the ideal fundraiser for your program. Score for your team now by visiting verticalraise.com.
First and 10 for RV. They have trips to the near side coming out of the timeout. 1:10 left to play here in this second quarter. Back to throw. Marco pressured, steps up, gets through a tackle, and he cannot get through the third, and he is ripped to the ground by Lajkonovic.
72 is having himself a ball game. Again.
So 3rd down and 9. Ball at the 34. 17.8 seconds left to play in the half. Marco on his shotgun, overlooking a 3-man front. Hands off to Bellamy. Bellamy hit, and Lajkonovic again in the backfield. Boy, he has been a problem up front, and he had some help from his buddy there, Andrew Weiner.
Yeah, so Ganovich has just absolutely been physically dominant in the first half, and their clock stop was 7.4 seconds there, Mike.
Yeah, 7.4. There's fourth down, so maybe Hammonton wants to try to force him to punt here. They could try to send the house at him, maybe get a block or see if they can set up a return. But it's 4th down and 8. RV can just get this punt off.
Yeah, I mean, or if you're RV, knowing there's probably one play left, we saw that rugby-style punt attempt. Is this where you just give it to, your dominant running back in Jameer Bellamy and try to let him get to the outside and play a foot race?
We'll see what Hammonton has up their sleeve here. They'll bring Smith onto the field. He will be, he's the return man. He is back around the 50-yard line.
I don't even try to field this punt.
Looks like Hammonton doesn't have him all the way back. He might just be there in case there's a.
Tell him to go wide so you can see that return man. We'll get a look at the return man here.
Dieter is the punter. Low snap. Gets it off. It's a line drive. It bounces all the way back to the 30. Smith picks it up. It's going to be the last play. He is winding and taken down on the play. There to make the stop for Rancocas Valley. And that will do it. That's the final play of the first half with the score Hammonton 7, RV 6. We're at halftime here in Hammonton tonight. We'll have the full second half for you coming up next here on BFA Sports. Hollander will kick things off to start the third quarter here in Hammonton with the Blue Devils leading 7-6. Tripping is Camargo to start this third quarter. And as you can see, Camargo is still on his feet, and now he stood up there as Doug. The second half about to start. Hammonton leads 7-6, and one theme of the halftime there was the rain and the mist was coming down a lot harder and no action on the field. So now probably a slicker field out there.
Yeah, I would say so. You know, the Phillies game was canceled tonight up in New York. A lot of the heavier precipitation stayed towards the coast, but I would say this air is very well saturated, and, well, I'm getting a little wet myself, even up in the booth there, Mike.
1st and 10. Yes, we have the elements, man. We want to be out in it. We have the window open so we can feel what the players are feeling here.
Well, you know what I mean, Mike? I like to camp, so I'm all about being outside. Give me all the elements.
1st and 10 for Hammonton. Smith comes to the near side, following Gillen. Gets a block. He's hit out towards the 40-yard line, and a nice first down run to start things off here in this third quarter for the Blue Devils.
Well, this is the kind of weather that every offensive lineman dreams of. You know the coach is going to be calling a lot of run plays. You know that you're going to be able to get the defenders on their heels a little bit, so stay low and drive. And some big size there, as you can see at the Hammonton offensive line.
1st and 10 after the run by Smith. Two receivers split to the near side. Smith in the backfield. Craig takes the snap, hands to Smith, gets a block, follows Gillen out towards the 50-yard line, and he's right short of the first down. He'll set up 2nd down and 1, but a 9-yard pickup by Smith.
Well, again, this is how you look at it. The big guys up front, they're just going to square up the shoulder pads. They're going to drive, create lanes, and they seem to be very successful on the right side of this line right now.
Gabe Ramirez, big number 70. You see him in our screen there. 2nd down and 1. Ball short of the 50-yard line. Craig hands it off. Smith off the left side. First down. Breaks a tackle and more. Out towards the 40-yard line. He's still on his feet, and he is, again, getting a first down. So Smith back-to-back first down runs for the Blue Devils.
Move the chains. It was the theme for the second quarter, and they're starting right where they left off here in quarter number 3. But again, Mike, Hammonton's focused tackles to tackles right now. And we saw earlier, Rancocas went from their traditional 5-man front to a 4. They're now back to a 5. Don't be surprised if you see a 6-man in the box soon.
Cam Bourdreau on that side of the line helping clear a path. 1st and 10. Hand off to Smith. Bounces to the outside. Gets a block from a receiver. Still cuts it up, and then he's taken down at the 35-yard line. Stop made on the play by Riley Tibbs, who has an interception earlier in the game.
Yeah, they're going to rely heavily on Kenny Smith in this second half. 111 carries coming into this contest in 5 games for the Blue Devils. So he averages about 20 touches. And I would assume that he's going to surpass that.
Flag on that play, though, a 10-yard penalty with the hold, so they'll walk that one back. And that'll bring the ball back to midfield. So 1st down and 20, ball at the 50 now. Just under 10 minutes to play here in this third quarter. Just starting. 7-6 Hammonton. They trailed 6-0. A Smith 40-yard touchdown run made it 7-6. They split 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Craig overlooks a 4-man front. Hands it off. Follows Gillen. Up through the hole, out to the 40. Gets his spin, and then he's out towards the 37-yard line. Kenny Smith gets all those yards back.
Kenny Smith, number is called, and out in front again, Joey Gillen. Physical football player, known to make just chaos on defense, but offensively, he's gotten some touches out of the backfield. That time, lead blocker.
He has been the lead blocker on this drive for a lot of the plays. 2nd down for Hammonton. 2nd and about 8. Ball across the 40 at the 38-yard line. Hands it off. Smith bounces to the outside. Hits and broken a tackle. He broke the tackle from Kitts, but he could not get away from Castle.
Yeah, they're coming in waves. Rancocas Valley linebackers having their numbers called. A lot of talk on Sundays, Mike, about not blitzing. But at the high school level, whole different ball game. You bring the pressure via the blitz. Rancocas Valley does it well.
Craig breaks the huddle. 2 receivers to the near side with Camargo in the near side slot. Smith deep in the backfield. Craig, the shotgun snap. And the RPO going to keep it himself and then knifes his way back to the line of scrimmage. Damian Peterson, and they had that play sniffed out.
Yeah, they really did. A good cue. They weren't fooled at all by the RPO, and in fact, it was almost as if you saw one of the middle linebackers of Rancocas Valley. As soon as he saw Craig step forward, he immediately came with the run blitz, making it 4th and 9.
4th down and 9 for Hammonton. Ball just across the 40 at the 39. 7:50 and counting, and it looks like Hammonton is going to go for it. They break the huddle. They send Camargo to the far side slot. 5 seconds on the play clock. They're going to hand it off. Crisscross, going to throw. Going to keep it. Runs up the sideline. 1st down, and he is still on his feet and pushed forward. Out to around. See if they had him stepping out of bounds there. We got that official on the sideline. They are pointing towards the RV direction, so they said that Craig stepped out of bounds.
Well, maybe we can see it here on the Game Changer instant replay. I mean, this is just great effort. Rolling to the right. Didn't seem like he was real interested in throwing. Right there. Right between number 56 and number 25 is a good call by the officials.
So Hammonton turns it over on downs. Good individual effort by Craig, but he comes up just short. So RV now will have their first possession of the second half. 7.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. They trail 7-6. And RV looking to the sideline. They had a man go in motion, and then he kind of stopped, and now they're resetting. 5 seconds on the play clock. 4, 3. They get the snap off. They're going to hand it off to Bellamy. Bellamy is hit, and he is driven to the ground. Wayner's in there. Andrew Wayner makes the stop.
Man, Wayner just absolutely came flying through. Had his number called on the blitz, comes right off of the edge, and wraps him up and drops him.
So 2nd down, loss of 4 on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 14 for the Red Devils. Ball resting on the 30. 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. 2 receivers split to the far side. Bunch formation. They send a man in motion. They fake to the motion man. Now they hand it to Bellamy. He tries to hit the outside, and he is turned up, and he is twisted to the ground. Ethan Peterson came up.
Woo. And there's a flag on the play.
We'll check out the flag. Hammonton does.
Well, the window's all fogged up, but, I mean, the clock is still running. At least on the field it's running.
So no flag.
No flag on the play.
Thank you, sir. Good call by you.
I was like Ron Burgundy. I was just reading the screen. Saw the flag indicator.
So 3rd and 14. Trips to the near side. Bellamy in the backfield. They roll to the near side. Steps up, fires it. He throws one, and it is nearly picked off in front of the Hammonton sideline. Double coverage over there. Camargo was in there to break it up, and the Hammonton defense gets a stop.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter how sticky those gloves might be right now. As much precipitation is out there on the football. Really dangerous type of throw, and luckily it was so slippery even the defense couldn't come up with it.
So Dieter will be on the punt, and Smith back deep to return the punt for Hammonton. There you see Smith standing back and around his own 40-yard line. Dieter. And now some flexing going on, and the whistles are blowing here, and it looks like Hammonton. Nope, there's a flag on the play. It's a dead ball. The delay of the game is the call. So they'll walk it back 5 yards, and that'll make it 4th down and 19 now.
And there was a look there at Kenny Smith.
Last time they flexed them out. This time they're going to punt it. Dieter gets the punt off. It's low. Smith lets it bounce at the 40. It rolls back to the 35. Takes another RV roll to around the 30. They corral it there. And Hammonton will take over. 1st and 10 with the ball with 5:36 left and the ball at the 30-yard line. So they'll have 70 yards of real estate to go here with a 7-6 lead here in this 3rd quarter.
Calling the Life Brokerage team is the only call to make when you need to design a play to take care of your family now and in the future. Life insurance, estate planning, wealth building are just a few of the big decisions that the Life Brokerage team can coach you through when designing a playbook for your family's future. Grab a headset or your cell to reach out to Anthony Mento and his team at lifebrokeragellc.com.
Hammonton has the ball 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. They lead 7-6 with 5:36 left to play here on this Friday night. Wet and rainy in Hammonton. And flags come flying.
Wow. I don't think
this crew likes the rain.
Apparently. I thought maybe we need a dry cleaner as a sponsor because there's been a lot of laundry.
Has been a lot of laundry tonight. Both sides. Penalties, delay the games. A lot of dead ball infractions. Now they're picking it up.
All right. They just like to throw the flag. Let's just be realistic about it.
Good indication that I just like to throw the flag.
Well, everybody needs practice, Great hitters need batting practice. Golfers need the driving range. And apparently the officials need to just throw the hanky.
Ball up at the 35. They replace the ball. They hand it off to Smith. Smith bounces to the outside, cuts it back in, runs into his own man, runs back into Gillen, and then he gets it out for a gain of about 4 on the play.
Yeah, Kenny Smith seems to be very focused on trying to square shoulder pads and get up the field. I'm guessing this is something the coaching staff has been just hammering him at practice because he's doing everything he can to not try to bounce it outside.
2nd and 6, pick up a 4. Ball at just shy of the 40 at the 39. Coming up on 5 minutes to play here in the second. 2 receivers to the near side. Craig at a shotgun. 1 receiver split far to the RV sideline. Overlooking a 4-man front with 3 linebackers. They hand the ball to Smith. Smith follows Gillen. Bounces to the outside. Crosses the 40. Out of bounds. And pushing him out of bounds was Earl Powell.
Yeah, this is good. This is really good execution by the Hammonton offensive line. Not usually a play we would really see replay on, but I want you to see real quick. Look at the adjustment by the Rancocas linebackers. They shifted over to the left. They moved the lineman to the left, knowing the ball was going left. And still, Blue Devils able to get some positive yards.
Third down and 3 for Hammonton. Ball across the 40 at the 43-yard line. Man in motion to the near side, Camargo. And whistles.
Why not?
Somebody on Hammonton moved. So a false start on Hammonton. Makes it 3rd down and 8 now. So Craig. And as we've seen the flags up on the goalpost, kind of been blowing straight toward from left to right. So they have the wind kind of at their back here, Hammonton. If they want to take advantage of the passing game, it might have to be in this quarter.
They got to make the most of it. And the BFA scoreboard, Mike, the new one's going to work out. Seeing a lot of those flag graphics pop up tonight.
In a sloppy game, correct. Inside handoff, they fake. Going to throw. Got a man! They throw it, as we call it, at the 35-yard line. Crossing the field is Gillen. A little play action on the inside, and they roll it for a 1st down.
Getting later into the night, try to put that defense to sleep. You keep pounding the rock inside, 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 and then boom, bootleg, fakes out our camera op, and he's able to slip past that cover 3 to get the big 1st down.
So there was the throw. They took advantage of that wind at their back for a 1st and 10. They hand it off straight up the middle. Clemens takes the carry, and he tries to wrestle his way through Malachi Hanbury. But Hanbury pushes him back. Not a big gain on the play. Boy, they got Jones in there as well. Chris Jones Jr., the linebacker. He's made a bunch of stops tonight. He's a senior. Hanbury's a senior. Castle's a senior. And a bunch of seniors on this RV defense. 2nd down and 7 after the gain of 3. Hammonton puts Craig under center this time. Pro set look in the backfield. Tight end to the right is Gillen. They send Camargo in motion to the near side. They hand it off. Clemens, nope, they're going to keep it for Craig. Craig up to around the 20-yard line. So he comes around the right side with a little inside handoff fake.
Yeah, it was really good execution there. They're using the ball fakes really well. It's all about being able to sell it, get the linebackers to bite. You see the good handoff. I mean, good job there by number 10, DeAndre Clemens. He was the one that set that play up to make it so successful because he took the middle linebackers and took them right up the field, gave room for his running back on the right side.
1st and 10, pro set look in the backfield. Man in motion to the near side. This time they hand it to Smith. He cuts it off. Bounces to the outside. Smith at the 10. Smith is in for 6. Kenny Smith gets a block, hits the corner, and gives Hammonton a 13-6 advantage.
Hammonton using the entire field. They've been pounding the rock up the middle. They've been going to the right. You see the play action fake, and now this time, by giving him the rock, linebackers a little bit late to react. Got a good seal block. Again, got to highlight number 10, DeAndre Clemens. Had himself quite a series to be a catalyst. Kenny goes in for 6.
20-yard touchdown run for Smith, and Gavin Kovacs is on to give Hammonton a 14-7 lead. The kick is up, and it is good. Hammonton 14, RV 7. 3:29 left to play in the 3rd here on BFA Sports.
Since 1986, Dr. Stephen Ray and his Ray Chiropractic staff have been helping players, families, and fans stay healthy and in the game. Their tradition of personalized service continues in their original Sicklerville office, conveniently located to serve all of South Jersey. From traditional spinal manipulation to cutting-edge laser therapy, Ray Chiropractic has a winning game plan to keep you feeling like an MVP. Don't wait, they'll get you straight at 856-629-1199.
A 20-yard touchdown run from Kenny Smith puts Hammonton up 14-6 with 3:29 left to play. They'll kick off with 3:29 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Hammonton trailed 6-0, and now they lead it 14-6. A pair of touchdown runs from Smith.
Yeah, a pair of touchdown from Smith. But, Mike, this offensive line has been dominant. Hammonton puts a lot of pride in their offseason conditioning program. You know, the two-a-days, the extra lifting, the running when it was 100 degrees. And now they're on a downward slope, and they continue to just push that sled and pile up the yards.
Craig kicks it short to the 10. Taken by Bellamy. Outside, hit, and wrestled down from the backside. Devon Coulter makes the stop for the Blue Devils.
Hey, guess what? There's a flag on the field.
The flag is dropped back at the 20.
Can you imagine how heavy and wet those flags are? Because they've been out of their pockets more than they've been in them. Throw it again. Why not?
Just move it up. We'll see what the call is. It looks like a hold on the Red Devils. So the run, they'll take it 10 yards back from the spot, which brought them out across the 20. So they're going to be all the way back around the 10. Looks like the ball will be right at the 11-yard line for Rancocas Valley. Now we talk about the wind. It's kind of in their face at this point. First and 10, back at their own 10. Empty backfield for the Red Devils. Marco takes a snap. He's going to throw. He's pressured. Rolls to the near side. He loses the ball, keeps it, and then falls forward out around the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and you can kind of see him looking down at his hand, right? Just everything is soaked, and the ball security is going to be so important in this one-possession game. I went back, Kovac has now been 2 for 2 on the extra points. It could very well bode big the way this game could finish.
Gillen coming off the field. It looks like he's kind of dragging that right arm.
Yeah, that arm didn't look like it was in prime condition there.
2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Back in a handoff to Bellamy, and Bellamy is pushed back to the teeth of that Hammonton defense. That is Devon Coulter again making the stop. Ryland Smith in there as well. So 3rd and 3 after the gain on the play. Ball right around the 20-yard line. They break the huddle with 2 to the near side. Bellamy in the backfield. Marco in a shotgun. Under 2 minutes. They hand to Bellamy. Bellamy loses the ball. Now he picks it up, and he is corralled and ripped down by Coulter and a host of Blue Devils.
That's just a good heads-up play. I mean, Bellamy was in trouble. Somehow he's able to come up with the football, and this quarterback calls for the sideline. You see it here. Bobbled handoff. Bellamy picks it up, keeps his head upfield. And good heads-up play by Marco, his quarterback, trying to get a block, but not getting away from number 53. And that Devon Coulter.
So 4th down, and RV will be forced to punt. Dieter will punt. Smith is standing back at around the 45-yard line. More movement, and we got flags.
Oh, there's something new. And this is against Hammonton.
Yeah, and that Hammonton penalty will bring the RV offense back on the field. Encroachment on the Blue Devils. And that 5-yard penalty was 4th and 4. It's now an RV first down.
Yeah, that's critical because I think he's in a position where you might see it here. I mean, they went on 2. That's exactly what they did. You got to anticipate. They got thrown off by the motion. It wasn't even going on 2. You saw him try to shift into a formation, and ugly spot to be in.
So 1st and 10 after the penalty, right across the 20-yard line for RV. Bellamy in the backfield. Ball is dropped and then picked up by Marco, and then he just cruises forward. A lot of palms up saying, hey, they thought somebody moved on the RV side. Looked like if you look at the replay here, that right side of the line, see if somebody might have popped early.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's doable in a lot of NFL games these days.
Josh Graper got away with it.
Saw Lane Johnson get away with a few of those on Monday Night Football.
2nd down after a gain of about 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7.
And that'll do it.
That'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter with the score. Hammonton 14, RV 6. We go to the 4th here on a wet and rainy night in Hammonton on BFA Sports.
Pizza Hut's stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half-pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, only from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for 2, price for 1. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99.
Start of the fourth quarter here in Hammonton tonight on BFA Sports. Mike Gill and Doug Stasic bringing you all the action. Hammonton 14-6. They were down, Doug, 6-0. RV seemingly was in control, and then Kenny Smith kind of took over, and he has scored twice, and Hammonton leads 14-6, and they're trying to get the defense off the field here. They had a stop, and then a jump off sides. RV now gets the ball. It's 2nd down and 8, ball at the 25-yard line as we start this fourth quarter here. Nick Marco, senior signal caller, takes the snap, hands it off. Bellamy, and he gallops through the hole, out towards, no, that's Castle getting the carry.
Well, good forward progress. And matter of fact, they're going to pick up the first down.
It's Castle's first carry of the night, and it's good for a first down. So 1st and 10 for RV. Ball across the 30 at around the 32-yard line. With 11:30 to play in the game, RV down by 1 score.
The weather playing into the hands of the Blue Devils. The Red Devils would much rather prefer to throw the football, but this is a tough sled to do it.
Do have the wind at their back now. This is where Hammonton threw the ball in this direction. Hand off. Castle dragging defenders out to the 35, across to the 37-yard line. And a nice gain on the play. Gain of about 4 to 5 for Malachi Castle.
Well, we saw Hammonton set up the pass with a couple of hard inside runs. And now you got to wonder if Rancocas Valley trying to get those linebackers to bite a little bit sooner and open up a passing lane to try to get it into the secondary with a pass.
Castle the deep back. 2 receivers split to the far side for RV. 2nd and 5. Ball at the 37-yard line. Marco in a shotgun, overlooking the defense, takes the snap, hands to Castle, coming towards us, and he is hit from the backside and wrapped down to the ground. Lakevich makes the stop.
Well, Lakevich with another big play, tackle for loss behind the line of scrimmage. And he almost got the ball out as he kind of hammered him. See him wrap up and come down with a tomahawk over the ball carrier's elbow. Not much he could do, but look at this, barely holds on. And a good hit there as well. Again, another sequence with another 2 sets of helmets on the football. There was number 50. That's Gabriel Wayner. So Wayner again in on another big hit.
3rd down play for RV. 3 receivers to the far side of the field. Marco takes the snap, dropbacks, got time, eludes the rush, and not enough. He is hit, and he is going down. Smith, Ryland Smith got him, and a host of Blue Devils, but Ryland Smith was the first one in there, and Hammonton gets a big 3rd down stop.
Bring in the heat. They called everybody. Good pressure up front, little bit of a stunt. You saw Lakevich go to the left. He stays with his head up. Gillen gets a hand on him, but not going to let him go. Out of the grip of number 76, Ryland Smith.
Smith and then Andrew Wayner helped him out, but Smith really was relentless on that. Dieter back to punt, 4th and 8. And Kenny Smith stands at around his 45-yard line. It's a high end-over-end kick. Smith is going to let it. Boy, he booted that one. It hit the 30. Smith was standing at like the 45-yard line. That ball traveled 15 yards over his head, and you wonder if the coaching staff just told him, get away and just check for a fake.
Oh, we're getting late into the game, right? 1 possession. You don't want to give the ball up deep in your territory. Been doing a good job of controlling the field. And actually it'll give us a chance to say hello to our good friend Jim G from RK Chevrolet Key and Subaru. He is resting up down in Florida. I'm sure he's tuning in tonight, taking in the contest and the weather. Much better outside of Naples, Florida, than it is here in Hammonton tonight.
Jim G, I've lost count, but I lost count around 5 dad jokes tonight, so you'll get an appreciation for that.
Well, gotta have fun when you're in the booth, Mike. And I mean, at the end of the day, I'm here to serve you, buddy.
1st and 10. 2 receivers to the near side. Hand off to Smith. Smith coming to your living room. Breaks it up. Gets a block. Crosses the 30 out to the 35. And then he slows up out of bounds right before the 40-yard line. So Kenny Smith saw the flag and maybe just was a little frustrated at the end, and see the official saying he had a hold of his jersey there.
Fistful of jersey. Not legal. Sounds like a good IPA you might recommend on Happy Hour Fridays or on 97.3 ESPN.
See if we can find the hold here.
It's
There
right
you go.
there on the outside. Yeah, looked like a call on Camargo.
Yeah, Smith kind of slowed up, saying, "Man, I had more yardage there. You kill him."
So what do you think, Mike? Good name for an IPA.
Not bad.
Fistful of jersey.
Especially in this town, football town, you just full of jersey.
Got a couple nice breweries in town.
I know. I wanted to try to. I'll be out in Hammonton again tomorrow, so my plan is to check out the 3 breweries in town. If anybody watching wants to send me a suggestion, let me know.
All right. Well, the referees would like you to come up with one called "Throw the Flag."
By the way, they've given another sideline infraction on the play, and that's the second one of the game for Hammonton.
Well, a lot of times what happens, these officials have meetings every single week, right? They go over game reports. They go over things to kind of look at and watch for. So for the Blue Devils, I think they have a bit of a calling card for sideline infractions.
Yeah, they were penalized last week for it, and again, that's the second one this week. So that brings up first and about 20. First and 10 for Hammonton. Hand off to Smith again. Smith follows the block, cuts through 2 defenders, spins, breaks a tackle, out across the 30, around the 35, and Smith again picking up first down yardage.
Just love his style. You know, he focuses on all the right things at the right time. There you saw ball security, even though you want to spin high and tight. You know, something that for a long time they used to knock Tiki Barber in his NFL days. It was on to protect the football, but Smith has done that well from the first carry he's had in football till now.
So first and 10 after the Smith run. Under 8 minutes to play. Ball right across short of the 35. They send it to Smith. He follows Gillen. Slowly, waits for the block, gets it, bounces to the outside, hits midfield, and still on his feet before he goes out of bounds across midfield into enemy territory. The dynamic Smith continues to impress.
This is just a textbook guide to blocking. Look at the line. 2 pulls, right? You got Medina, you got Gillen out in front. Look at this. Man, we have to run that back one more time because there's another pancake block for this Hammonton Blue Devils line. And then Kenny Smith just protecting himself, takes the sideline after picking up another big gain.
You had that shaking of the head like, man, can't get me tonight. Tonight's my night. But Gillen with a big block on there to help spring him again. He's had a good night as the fullback. Smith, near side, makes a man miss, makes another miss, and then you're not making Malachi Hanbury miss.
Yeah, big tackle there by number 99, Malachi Hanbury. And you look at the size difference between, you know, him and Smith, and you can understand why Hanbury is such a standout player, has a lot of attention on him, this senior. Definitely going to be going places. You can only assume he'll be playing at the next level.
7-10 and counting. Second down and 4 after the 6-yard gallop by Smith. They break the huddle. They send one receiver to the near side. Hammonton 14, RV 7. Under 7 minutes now to play in the game. In the slot is Caden Gamble. Smith cuts the hole. Smith accelerates to the 10, into the 5, into the end zone. 6 for Smith.
Kenny Smith. He gets pay dirt yet again. My, oh my. You'll see it on the Game Changer instant replay. Just look at the handoff here. Seal blocks down on the outside, finds a lane, and you just see these linebackers are moving backwards. And Smith, yeah, he's got a lot to flex, and he's checking out the camera down there. I believe that's our buddy from the Jersey Sports Zone, James Mooney, down in the end zone.
Here's Kovacs to try for the extra point.
Touchdown graphic.
And Hammonton leads it 21-6 from the foot of Gavin Kovacs. He's perfect on the night. Hammonton's rolling. It's 21-6 here on BFA Sports.
Since 1952, the DiDonato Family Fun Center has been the place to take your team for bowling, food, drinks, and now even ice cream. 26 lanes, the Alley Bar and Grill, pin deck ice cream, arcade games, and more, all in store for you at the DiDonato Family Fun Center. It's on the White Horse Pike in Hammonton, and you can check them out online at DiDonatoFunCenter.com.
So Kenny Smith with the big touchdown run for Hammonton to give him a 2-score lead. They lead at 21-6, and you saw the acceleration he brings.
Yeah, Kenny Smith, patient and then explodes, right? He gives his line time, get the seal blocks down, and then once he sees the lane, he just kind of drops that in like it's a Z8 Corvette from RK Chevrolet, smashes on the gas, and he gone.
6:44 to play in the game. Hammonton now with a 2-score lead. They trailed 6-0, but have answered with 3 straight scores. 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and now 1 in the fourth for the Blue Devils. Craig will kick. Craig. This one high and short. Taken at the 25, out to the 30. And finally hit and smashed down to the ground. Gabe Wayner makes the stop.
Yeah, 5-0's had his number called a bunch tonight. See it on special teams. He's done an outstanding job defensively. This whole entire Hammonton defense tonight has really been playing with a bit of a chip on their shoulder. And even though they only let up 14 to the Mustangs last night, it seems to me that they don't want to let up more than a touchdown tonight. See if they can hold that here.
Gabe Werner makes the hit in the stop, and it starts this drive at the 30-yard line for RV. Rancocas Valley trips to the near side. They've got 6:38 trailing by 2 scores. Empty backfield, gonna throw. Marco, it's complete. And a little screen, not a lot of room to roam. Ethan Peterson and a flag on the play.
Well, Rancocas now, not only are they playing against the scoreboard, they got to play against the clock. So they're down 2 scores here. It's been a bit of a struggle to try to get drives going.
Flag was on the opposite side of the field, right about where the play was made, the tackle was made. There was a bunch of guys trying to block in front there. See if we could check it out.
Hold.
Yeah, I think it was out where the receiver was trying to get that yardage on the far side of the field, because that's where they threw that flag, because he had a couple blockers in front of him. So they'll walk off the 10 yards back to the 25-yard line.
That's better. All right, that's good right there. That's perfect. Thank you.
First and 16, going to throw. Marco's got a man. He's got it. Hauls it into the 40. Crosses over, and he's tripped up by Camargo, but a huge pitch and catch on the play. Devin Duana makes the catch and a throw from Nick Marco.
So Duana has had a heck of an evening. Seen him come up with 2 big catches, a pass completion, but this here is clutch. I mean, just basically run a nice post route. He had a trip set to the left, and then he finds some open real estate, makes some moves, and a big potential touchdown saving catch by Camargo.
Marco to throw. He's got a man. He drops it right around the 5-yard line. Kenny Smith was coming over to make the stick. Damian Peterson just dropped it.
Well, we knew that RV was comfortable throwing the football. We talked a lot about just how much they can score quickly, and now their hands being forced a little bit here. And you might argue it's playing into their strengths again, despite the weather.
About a 45-yard pickup on that pass play from Marco to Duana. 5:43 to play in the football game. 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 32. Man in motion to the near side. Oh, the snap goes right through the fingertip. It's still loose, and Marco jumps on it.
Shoo. Well, you could kind of argue that he may have avoided a catastrophe this late in the ball game. He's able to get it back, so it's not going to be easy. But nonetheless, it's going to be at least 3rd and 18 probably. Just high snap. See, it goes through the fingertips. And
I just think he just took his eye, because the snap was, I mean, it might have been a little high, but it just went right through his hands. I think he took his eyes off it for a second there.
well, clock continues to tick. We're getting close to 5
No
minutes.
Phillies tonight, but that was a fastball. He launched that thing back there. 2 receivers to the far side of the field. 1 to the near side is Duana. Shotgun formation. Marco low snap. He feels it. Slings one out to the flat. He was intending that for his tight end, Ricky Doppler, but it's incomplete, and it's going to bring up.
Well, there's not too many plays in the book for 4th and 20, especially when you're 4:53 left in the ball game. But I guess the question is, you are on the Hammonton side of the field. Do you really want to give it back to them right now the way that Kenny Smith and company have been running the football?
You're running out of time, so you got to at least try to get some yards here to push them back, even if you don't get the first down. It's 4th down and 20. Ball at the 41-yard line. Twins to the near side. Duana comes in motion. They fake it to him. Now they're going to throw it out of the backfield for Bellamy, and he's hit at the 40, and they actually gain about a yard on the play, but that is it. And DeAndre Clements sniffed it out.
They saw this coming all the way. Interesting play call. You kind of figured they might try to bootleg him to the right, give him some room to operate down the field. He elects to go for the swing pass to the running back, and Clemens just closes the gap, reads us all the way. Good read, steps to his left. Knew that number 4 was going to be the receiver, and Bellamy had nowhere to roam.
Great job by Clemens. He held on for dear life on that. By the way, Gillen gave the quarterback a shove, and the poor kid went flying about 5 yards. So Marco got ripped at the end of that pass. Now they're going to run it. Smith dancing, crossing, jumping around, still on his feet, makes a man miss, cuts it up, and around the 40 he slides back to the line of scrimmage, and we got some flags flying on the play.
Well, with all that dance steps that are going on behind the line of scrimmage, you got to think this is going to be a holding call. Personal foul. Helmet-to-helmet contact.
That's a new one tonight.
Yeah. Well, they're getting their reps in.
On a night that has been littered with penalties, that is the first helmet-to-helmet of the evening. Comes at 4:37 left to play here in the game. 1st and 20 now. They'll walk it back. Ball resting at the 25-yard line. Hammonton, if they can hold, would take a stranglehold in the division and improve to 4-2. The Red Devils come in tonight at 4-1. They would drop to 4-2. They hand it off. Clements still churning and burning and churning, and Clements is still on his feet out to the 40-yard line.
Well, I love the fact that Coach Rasso and the offensive coaches here for Hammonton rewarding Clements. We talked about how much of a role that he had played in the last series, biting on fakes, doing some great job lead blocking. So now, when it's trying to put the nail in the coffin, you give him some key runs and trust that he can hold on to the football.
Clements 5'10", 180. Smith 5'11", 170. Those guys have been picking up some big yards on the ground tonight for Hammonton, looking for more. They lead 21-6 with 3:53 remaining in the game. They send Camargo and Dowdy to the far side. Shotgun formation. Craig, Clements follows Gillen. First down yardage out towards the 50, and he is dropped right around the first down sticks to Peterson. Boy, it looked like he had an easy first down, but Peterson did a good job of a one-on-one stop.
Yeah, there's nobody basically behind him in that case, right? So you have all the linebackers coming up. You got to make the one-on-one play, and he does it remarkably well. But again, Clemens, so they're going to mark him short, Mike.
Just short. So it'll be 3rd and inches. Boy, it looked like he clearly had that, and Peterson just stopped him from behind in his tracks there. So it is 3rd and short, although it looks like they're going to measure here.
Yeah, they're going to measure.
Coach?
Stop the clock, and, you got to have a lot of smiling going on here because Rancocas Valley comes in 4-1 overall. Hadn't hadn't lost a contest yet in their division. And they're saying he's short.
Inches there. Inches. You have tush push here. They have that on their bag. Nobody has that in their
Nobody
bag.
has that in their bag.
Everybody complains, but nobody tries it.
Well, no one has Jason Kelsey as their center either.
So it'll be 3rd down and a mere inches here for Hammonton. 3:21. They're getting RV is dangerously close to being able to run this. Their clock is running out on them.
Did you watch the Kelsey
I've not seen it yet.
movie there, or documentary, I guess you want to call it?
I've not seen it yet.
Oh, really good.
Craig under center. He's going to take it himself.
Oh.
He leaps forward. We got a flag.
And they went with their own version of the tush push, and
And it looks like Joey Gillen believes that RV moved, or RV did something, and we'll see. Hammonton is a encroachment on Rancocas Valley, so that's an automatic 1st down, but they had it anyway. So the Blue Devils, with 3:18 left to go, drives to run this clock out, and Hammonton can get out of here on this wet night with their 4th victory of the season, and still a couple of weeks left to go in the season. Got to feel good getting a bounce back. If they can finish this one out tonight after last week's loss to Mainland. By the way, Mainland canceled their game tonight. They will play on Monday.
Monday
against
Night
Bridgeton.
Football.
Monday afternoon.
Our
3
buddy
o'clock.
Matt Ulmer and crew will probably have that one, I'm imagining. Over on Cape Atlantic League Live.
3 o'clock in the afternoon.
3 o'clock in the afternoon, okay.
That game is 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. And Smith sidesteps a man, cuts it up, and he is hit and brought down. Nope, spins out at the 40-yard line. Boy, somehow he squirts through 2 defenders.
It just doesn't stop. Kind of Derrick Henry-esque. As the game wanes on, he seems to get stronger. And the offensive unit of the Blue Devils are having their way right now. I would call it a dominant offensive line performance. You got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, and Rancocas Valley down 2 scores. The clock continues to tick on them. And they don't seem to be interested in stopping it.
No, and Hammonton will walk away, picking up that 4th win you had mentioned, moving to 3-0 in division. They're going to face Timber Creek next Friday night at 6 o'clock. BFA Sports crew will be there to bring you the action.
Smith to the outside, makes a man miss, hit from the backside, still going, his helmet pops off, and he's still on his feet, and the whistles blow the play dead as his helmet goes flying.
Well, you don't see that at the high school level too much, but with all those jerseys around him, Rancocas trying to bring him to the ground, and Smith.
He'll have to leave for the play.
He'll leave for the play, and I'm not as sure of the official stat sheet there, Mike Gill, but I'm imagining that this was probably his largest offensive output thus far this season.
They leaned on him tonight. 1:30 left to play. Hammonton trying to run this clock out. Clemens in the game. Offset to the right of Craig. Takes a snap. Hands to Clemens. Clemens busts through. He's got a 1st down up to the 15.
Little thunder and lightning. So I'm going to go with Clemens being the thunder because certainly Smith has been the lightning. And a statement win right now in the Memorial Division of the WJFL for the Hammonton Blue Devils, and a good way for them to respond after a tough loss to the Mainland Mustangs last Friday night.
So under a minute to play, Hammonton will break the huddle. Finally, looks like they're going to take a knee here. So finally they feel that this game is at hand after the 1st down run from DeAndre Clemens. Craig takes a snap. He takes a knee. And Hammonton is going to improve to 4-2 with this impressive win over a really good RV team.
Yeah, I mean, the Red Devils coming in 4-1. They've put up plenty of points this year. they've had quite the offensive display. I mean, Nick Marco tried to do everything he could, his part, threw the ball relatively well in some nice spots tonight. But, again, for the Red Devils, Devin Duana, he was definitely a guy that stood out and somebody I'm going to look forward to watching for the rest of the South Jersey season. And for Hammonton, you knew that Kenny Smith was as good as advertised.
1 month ago, both these teams won at the Battle at the Beach. They met a month later, and it was Hammonton walking away with the win to improve to 4-2. The Blue Devils win it tonight, 21-6 over the Red Devils of Rancocas Valley. This has been high school football night from Hammonton here on BFA Sports. For Doug Stasic and our entire BFA Sports crew, I'm Mike Gill. Have a great weekend, everybody.